Every 11 seconds, a senior in America lands in the ER from a fall. That's nearly 32,000 deaths a year. And here's the chilling truth. Over 80% of these falls happen at home, in the very chairs and living rooms we think are safe. Even more shocking, studies show 99% of seniors don't know that just 10 minutes of simple chair exercises could slash their fall risk, boost circulation by nearly 20%, and cut early death risk by up to 40%. Weakness steals independence fast. Struggling to rise from a chair, skipping stairs, or losing balance aren't just minor setbacks. The CDC confirms that after a hip fracture, 1 in 3 seniors will never walk independently again. That's terrifying. But here's hope. The number 1 chair exercise we'll reveal at the end is so powerful that seniors who practiced it improved mobility by 50% in 8 weeks. Doctors even use it to predict lifespan. Don't ignore this. 10 minutes in a chair could mean freedom or dependence. The information in this video is backed by real science. We've spent hours digging through peer-reviewed research, and every single reference is linked in the description below. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments, what daily movement challenges you most? Standing, climbing, or reaching? Now let's begin with the first exercise, because ignoring it is a dangerous mistake. Number 10. Seated arm circles. We'll start with something gentle, but surprisingly effective. Seated arm circles look simple, almost too simple, but they are an excellent way to wake up the shoulder joints and improve circulation. As we age, the shoulder is one of the first areas to stiffen. Many seniors report difficulty reaching up to grab something from a shelf or even putting on a coat. That stiffness is partly due to reduced blood flow and shrinking flexibility of the rotator cuff muscles. A study from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity showed that just 5 minutes of upper body mobility drills, like arm circles, increased blood circulation to the muscles by 15% and reduced reported stiffness in participants by nearly a third. To do it, sit tall in your chair with your feet flat on the ground. Stretch your arms out to the sides and draw gentle circles forward for about 30 seconds. Then reverse the direction for another 30. The key is to keep the motion controlled, not rushed. You should feel warmth spreading through your shoulders, almost like oil lubricating rusty gears. That sensation is circulation improving. Over time, this seemingly small movement makes lifting, reaching, and daily chores easier. And now that your upper body feels awake, let's move to an exercise that helps blood flow all the way down to your toes. Number 9. Ankle rolls. Your ankles may not be the first thing you think of when it comes to fitness, but weak ankles are often the hidden culprit behind dangerous falls. In fact, the CDC reports that 1 in 4 Americans over 65 falls each year, and ankle instability is a leading factor. Ankle rolls are a simple fix. By gently rotating the ankle joint, you strengthen the small stabilizer muscles that act like shock absorbers for the body. Sit comfortably, lift 1 foot a few inches off the floor, and slowly rotate your ankle clockwise for about 10 repetitions, then counterclockwise. Repeat with the other foot. A 2019 study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy showed that seniors who practiced ankle mobility drills 3 times per week improved their walking stability scores by 27% in just 6 weeks. Think about that. Something as easy as rolling your ankles while seated can nearly cut your fall risk by a third. Once your ankles are warmed up, it's time to bring the motion higher up the legs. Number 8. Seated marching. Now we're starting to wake up the big muscles that drive movement, the quadriceps, hamstrings, and hip flexors. Seated marching is as simple as it sounds. While sitting, lift 1 knee toward your chest, then lower it and lift the other. Imagine you're marching in slow motion while sitting in your chair. Why does this matter? Because weak hip flexors and thighs make it harder to rise from a chair or climb stairs, which are everyday movements most of us take for granted until they become difficult. In one randomized controlled trial published in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, older adults who performed seated marching for 10 minutes daily improved their chair stand test results by 29% after 6 weeks. That means they could stand up and sit down faster and with less effort, showing direct improvement in real-world independence. Now that your legs are engaged, let's take it a step further with an exercise that builds both strength and circulation. Number 7. Heel raises. This one targets your calves, which are often called the second heart of the body because they help pump blood back up toward your chest and brain. Weak calves contribute to poor circulation, swelling in the feet, and even dizziness when standing up too quickly. To perform seated heel raises, place your feet flat on the ground and slowly lift your heels while keeping your toes grounded. Hold for a moment, then lower back down. Do this repeatedly for about 1 minute. A 2018 study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that calf strengthening exercises improved venous return, the process of blood traveling back to the heart, by nearly 20% in older adults. Better circulation means less swelling, fewer cramps, and more energy throughout the day. And once your calves are firing, the next move makes sure your upper body isn't left behind. Number 6. Seated chest press. As we age, posture becomes a real issue. Rounded shoulders, slouched backs, and compressed lungs often follow years of inactivity. A seated chest press is the perfect antidote. You don't need fancy gym machines. Just press your palms together in front of your chest and push as if you're trying to crush a ball. Hold the pressure for a few seconds, then release. This move engages the pectoral muscles and strengthens the shoulders while also waking up the stabilizing muscles in your upper back. In one controlled study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, older women who practiced resistance-style chest presses 3 times per week increased their upper body endurance by 25% within 2 months. That translated into easier lifting of groceries, better posture, and even improved breathing capacity. From strengthening the chest, let's bring focus back down to the core, because balance begins at the center of the body. Number 5. Seated torso twists. The core isn't just about looking fit. It's about protecting the spine and improving balance. Seated torso twists are excellent for maintaining spinal mobility, which naturally declines with age. To do them, sit tall and place your hands lightly behind your head. Slowly rotate your torso to one side. Hold for a second, then return to the center and rotate the other way. A clinical trial published in Spine Journal showed that seniors who practiced spinal mobility drills like torso twists reduced lower back pain intensity by 40% in just 8 weeks. The twisting action strengthens the oblique muscles and improves flexibility, making it easier to reach sideways or turn around safely. And because back pain is one of the most common reasons seniors limit their movement, this exercise is like adding WD-40 to the spine. With your core activated, we can now add in a movement that gets the heart rate up a little more. Number 4. Seated jacks. Think of jumping jacks, but while sitting. Seated jacks involve opening your arms wide while tapping your feet outward, then bringing them back together. It's a rhythmic, full-body movement that boosts heart health without putting pressure on the joints. A 2017 study from the American Heart Association showed that seniors who engaged in moderate cardio exercises, even seated ones, lowered their risk of cardiovascular disease by 21%. Seated jacks mimic that cardio effect by raising the pulse in a safe and controlled way. You'll start to feel warmer, maybe even slightly out of breath, which is exactly what your heart needs to stay strong. After raising the heart rate, let's return to strength with one of the most underrated moves for independence. Number 3. Seated leg extensions. The ability to stand up from a chair without help is one of the most important measures of independence. Seated leg extensions directly target the quadriceps, the large muscles at the front of the thighs responsible for this motion. To do them, sit tall, straighten one leg out in front of you, hold for a moment, then lower it down and switch sides. In a trial involving 120 older adults published in the Journal of Gerontology, those who practiced leg extensions 3 times per week increased their lower body strength by 37% after 10 weeks. That's massive when you consider that quadriceps strength directly predicts the ability to live independently. Stronger thighs mean you can rise from a chair, climb steps, and move around without relying on someone else. Now that your thighs are powered up, we'll target the area that most directly prevents falls, the hips and glutes. Number 2. Seated knee lifts with resistance. This exercise is sometimes called the seated march upgrade. By adding a bit of resistance, such as a light band around the thighs, or even just pushing gently against your knee with your hand, you fire up the hip flexors and glute muscles. These are critical for stability and fall prevention. Why does this rank so high? Because falls are the #1 cause of injury among seniors, leading to more than 3 million emergency room visits each year in the United States alone. A study in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science found that strengthening hip flexors and glutes reduced fall risk by up to 45% in participants over 70. That's nearly cutting the risk in half. The motion is simple. While seated, lift one knee as if marching, but add gentle resistance either with your hand or a band. Hold for a second, lower, and switch sides. The controlled resistance is what makes it powerful. Over time, this strengthens not just muscles, but also the nervous system's ability to react quickly when balance is challenged. And now, we arrive at the single most important chair exercise for seniors, the one that combines multiple benefits into a single motion. Number 1. Seated sit to stand. This is the king of chair exercises. Sit to stand movements are exactly what they sound like. Standing up from your chair and then sitting back down repeatedly. You might wonder why something so basic tops the list, but here's the science. The sit-to-stand test is actually used in medical research as one of the best predictors of longevity and independence in seniors. A landmark study in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology followed over 2,000 adults for 6 years and found that those who struggled with sit-to-stand had significantly higher mortality rates, while those who could perform it easily lived longer and healthier. The reason is simple. This motion engages almost every major muscle group, thighs, glutes, core, and even arms if you push off slightly. It mimics one of the most critical everyday tasks, getting up. To practice, start seated with your feet firmly planted. Cross your arms over your chest. If possible, lean slightly forward and push through your heels to stand up. Then slowly sit back down with control. Repeat this motion for 1 minute. At first, it may feel difficult, but with practice, it becomes easier, and the payoff is huge. In fact, research shows that seniors who practiced sit-to-stand exercises 3 times a week improved functional mobility scores by 50% after just 8 weeks. That's half again as mobile in only 2 months. So if you remember only one move from this list, make it the sit-to-stand. It is the single most powerful predictor of health, independence, and even lifespan. And that's the bottom line. Your future health isn't decided years from now. It's decided by the choices you make today. Every small step, every healthier move, every smarter decision adds up. The difference between strength and weakness, energy and fatigue, independence and dependence, it all comes down to action right now. So don't wait. Start today. Take what you've learned here and put it into practice immediately. Your body, your mind, and your future self will thank you. Before you go, let me know in the comments, what's the very first change you're committing to after watching this video? I'll be reading every single one. And if this opened your eyes, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs the same wake-up call. Because the truth is simple, your health, your independence, and your future start with what you do next. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching.